What makes elite fighters so hard to hit isn't just the offense, it's what comes immediately after. Every time they attack, they are already prepared for the return. It's offense, defense, offense, defense. That's the reality of boxing, action and reaction. Every punch you throw invites one back. The difference is, top fighters are already ahead of that reaction. They're not waiting to defend, they're expecting it. Now, this pad work drill we use at Regal Boxing Gym in Forest Gate, London is built around that exact principle. It trains you to attack and defend as one continuous flow, so you're never exposed. Even in moments where most fighters would be vulnerable, you're already one step ahead. Alright, I'm taking Abel on the pads and I want Abel to keep moving his head. So what we're doing is, every time I counter him or just touch his head, he has to do 5 star jumps. Now, we need to get our boxers to always realize that boxing is action reaction. Every action has a reaction. Look, you see him, he didn't move there, but just before that, he took a step. And I want to make it second nature. I want to make it autonomous that he's going to defend after he punches. Just there. That's a good, nice roll. Nice little steps. You ain't got to dance around the ring. Just move. Call him again. Now, I find that this is one of the most effective ways to get it into your young boxers' mindsets, that they have to move, they have to slip, they have to roll, they have to have a tight guard, they have to do some form of defense after they attack, because that's the most vulnerable time you are in the ring, after you've thrown the punch. Now, this is a beautiful movement now from Abel. He's doing pivots, rolls, steps. Now, one thing I tell him as well is that once you know the boxing fundamentals, you're not going to move in the incorrect way. So you don't need to, he's been boxing now for 3 months, but he's a fast learner. So you don't need to overthink it. Just move, because in any in any position you're in, you're not going to move in a position that feels off. You're only going to move in a position that feels correct, because you understand your fundamentals. So any movement that you are to make is going to be correct. So just flow. And that's partly what I'm trying to get through to him as well. Don't think, okay, from here, should I roll? No, if you feel like you can roll, then you can. You must just autonomously do it. Stop thinking. You know, after you hit the boxer with enough shots to the head, and they have to do so many star jumps, they begin to be really sharp. Now, this is what Ben Doughty, my coach Ben Doughty, we didn't do star jumps, but he used to just touch my head all the time. And that's what made me to be such a good defensive boxer. The fact that he was always just touching my head. So I became really self-conscious, really aware of where I was in the ring at all times. And that's what mastered my defense. In this round, we're not doing star jumps because I want to keep it flowing. I want to give him instructions. If he does something incorrect, and let him flow with it, correct it. If he does something correct, I want to tell him that was good, do it again, and let him flow with it. Look at that. That slip, pivot, roll, that was beautiful. So when he, again, but this time he moved before I moved, so he was unaware whether whether his move was going to be correct or not. So it's about, when you're boxing, you have to be able to react to what your opponent is doing. If they don't step, you can't just do 1-2 roll, step, pivot, because that might put you in a vulnerable situation. You have to wait until your opponent steps into a way where if you make that step, it'll work out to your advantage. So doing that is about flowing. Me and Abel have drilled so many combinations, which is the reason why he does the combinations. But now I'm teaching him to pick the perfect moment to then use that footwork drill, to use that defense, because every defense can be used at different moments. Look, I'm here, I'm telling him to stand still. Just dip to the left, dip to the right, duck. Don't pull back. And I'm going to miss. I'm aiming for where your head currently is. If you move in any direction, I will surely miss. But you want to move in a direction that's not going to leave you vulnerable. This is a beautiful head movement here from Abel. Beautiful head movement. Perfect stuff. This is what I want to see. Good. What are we doing here? So I'm telling him to slip and throw too, but he's not turning his back foot. His back foot straight. Good, yes, that's good. You've got to dip imagine your knee is a biscuit, you got to dip it in the tea. Extend your arm. Good. But then after your combination, you still got to do defense. The song never ends. It never ends until the final bell. That's when you start again. You gotta keep things flowing. But this is only after a couple of months of boxing, so Abel's a fast learner. Well, I must say, getting good coaching also. It all plays a part. So the way we're doing pads now, I'm trying to teach my boxer to flow. Teach my boxer to always be aware from bell to bell that he can be hit at any moment. Now, when your boxer becomes aware on the pads, when they become defensively aware on the pads, they autonomously become defensively aware when they spar and when they fight. Now, if they're not defensively aware on the pads, why will they just switch up and become defensively aware when they spar? They won't, and thus they're going to get hit often. Another good thing about doing pad work like this is you teach your boxer the best way to defend after certain combinations. So let's say my boxer loves throwing a 1-2. They might realize, hold on, I do a 1-2 and then I step backwards in a straight line. Every time I do that, my coach hits me. So now they might L-step. They might step backwards, step to the left. Step backwards, step to the right. You're teaching them what's going to work best. You might have... So after they throw specific combinations that they really enjoy throwing, they're going to know the best way to do defense. Okay, I think I went back to the star jumps. I wasn't happy with how often he was getting hit. And... No, this was the end of the round. So we done star jumps and squats to finish the round. Just a bit of conditioning work. But yeah, I hope this helps you. So if you're training your boxer, or if you're a young boxer, tell your coach, let's try this. Let's try to see if this can help improve my defense. Regal Boxing Gym at Forest Gate, London.